Hi guys, it's been 2 weeks since our last lesson. Sorry about that. I had a minor accident. Sprained my two little fingers on my left hand. It's a little bit swollen. And it hurts a little. But I couldn't close it totally. But I think we'll manage. Our next lesson, I hope it's worth the wait. We All Fall in Love by Elton John. I searched this song on the internet and got a lot of hits for covers, but nothing for guitar tutorial. So our channel will be the better first to offer guitar lesson for this song. Just remember, this is a guitar lesson and not a voice lesson. Okay? Westman say it looks like rain today. It's cracking on the speakers, going down the sleepy subway train. For heavy eyes could hardly hold us, aching legs that often told us it's all what it is. We all fall in love sometime. The full moon bright. Okay, now we go to the intro. The intro is C minor slash E, and then D7. Okay, for G minor, 8 beats. Pick a 6 string, first, second, and third string. It's important because the third string is B flat. It's supposed to be like this. So this is B flat. This is B flat. So we need to. So 6, first, second, and third string, and then put your pinky on the 5th fret of first string, pick twice, and then remove, pick first string, 3rd fret, twice, 2nd string, 3rd string, and then open. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's for G minor, and then for C minor slash A, 8 beats also. Pick 5th string, 1st and 2nd string, and then 4th, 6th fret on the 2nd string, twice, and then 4th fret, twice, and then 3rd fret once, slide to 2nd fret, and then open. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now for this 7, pick 4th string, 1st and 2nd string, and then 3rd, 2nd, 1st, slide to 5th string, 1st fret, and then go back to D7, 4th string, 1st string, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd. So that's 10 in all. Now for the first verse, the picking pattern is bass, 1st and 2nd string, and then 3rd, back to 1st and 2nd string, and then 4th string. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So you alternate. So for G minor, two measures, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then C minor is same picking. C minor slash C, fifth, first and second string, third, first and second string, fourth. Okay, and then for D7, C minor is also two measures. So, and then D7 slash D7 sustained. Pick fourth string, first and second string, third string, first and second string, third string, and then D7, pick fourth string, first and second string, and then third string, and then go back to fourth, third, second, first. So for D7, sustained 1, 2, 3, 4. For D7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then G minor, same thing. And twinkle down the sleepy subway trains. For the E, flat, fifth, first and second string, third string, first and second string, fourth string, and then fifth string again, first and second string, and then pick a fourth string, third, second, first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? And then C minor, same picking, but this time one measure only. Okay, for heavy high school, and then D7 sustained, half a measure, pick fourth string, first and second string, and the third, and then D7. So D7 sustained only 2, 1, 2, and then for D7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 4 for D7, and then go back to G minor. I think legs that often, oh that's it, so worth it. Same picking, G minor, and then G minor 7, same picking, and then E flat, pick up fifth string, first and second string, third, first and second string, fourth, and then pick again fifth, first and second string, and then fourth, and then first string, and then put your pinky on the 6th fret of second string, and then take off. So okay, so for E flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then D7 sustain. So that's 4 of D7 sustain, and then D7, and then the ad-lib. So for the ad-lib, that's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then pick 6th string, and then 5th string twice, and then third once. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then C minor, and then pick third string, second string, first string. So 4 only. And then D7, pick fourth string, first and second string, and then third, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now after the ad-lib, we go to the second verse. The second verse is the first 2 lines he played it differently. Slight. So I'll play it first. It puts my bright and starlight fill the evening. We wrote it and played it. Something happened, it's so strange, this feeling. Night notions that were childish, simple tunes to try to hide it. When it comes, we all fall in love sometimes. Okay, so the first line for G minor, pick 6th string, first and second, and then third string, back to first and second string, and then fourth string, and then 6th fret, 6th string again, first and second string, and then fourth, third, second, first. So, and then C minor, same picking for C minor. And then for the second line, we wrote it and I played it. We wrote it and I played it. So for D7, pick a fourth string, first and second string, and then fourth, third, second and first, and then D7, and I played it. So fourth string, first and second string, and then fourth, third, second, first. Okay, and then the rest is the same. Something happened, it's so strange, this feeling. Night notions that were childish, simple tunes to try to hide it. When it comes, we all fall in love sometime. And then we have the ad-lib. It's almost the same as the first verse ad-lib, but there's a lot. The difference is in the last chord. We all fall in love sometime. Okay, see the difference? For G minor the same, C minor same, and then for D7, pick a fourth string, first and second string, and then third string, and then first string, and then second string. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then G. We all fall in love sometime. Should we, couldn't we? I'm not sure, cause sometimes we're so behind, struggling to Okay, now we go back to the uh, we can call this chorus 1. Did we strumming pattern is down, down, up, down, okay. Did we, didn't we, for G, down, down, up, down, for E minor 7, down, down, and then G slash B flat, down, down, and then C. I'm not one measure also for C, but for A minor is down, down, half measure, G flat, G slash B, half measure, down, down, for C, down, down, up, down. I'm not sure, because sometimes E7, down, down, up, down, red sublime, down, down, up, down, E minor 7, just take off your ring finger, struggling through the haze, D slash F sharp, one measure also, struggling through the haze, whenever, D, one measure, whenever your best friend say. So for E minor 7, down, and then G, and then for the last G, so whenever your best friend, for the last G is down, down, up, down, so 4 beats. B7, no, B7 slash E flat, just take off your middle finger, U, C, one measure, fine, and then E slash C sharp, one measure also, and then D7, one measure, we are falling in love, and then 4 beats for D7 sustained, and then D, down, down, go back to D7 sustained, down, down, don't you find we are falling in love sometime, and then the ad-lib instrumental. Actually, the instrumental was played with a rhythm and lead guitar. But if you're going to play solo, you can just simply strum it. But if you have another guitar player who can play the lead, it's much better, because 2 guitars is much better than 1 guitar. So after the ad-lib chords, the chords of the verses. So G minor, 2 measure, C slash minor A, 2 measures, D7 sustained, 1 measure, D7, 1 measure, G minor, 1 measure, G minor 7, 1 measure, E flat, 2 measures, C minor, 1 measure, D7, half measure, D7 sustained, half measure, and then D minor, 1 measure, and then G minor 7, 1 measure, and then E flat again, 2 measure, and then D7, 1 measure, D7 sustained, and then we go to the second chorus. And only passing time could kill the part of who we are running with Sometimes. Okay, it's the same as the ad-lib of verse 1. Okay, and then we repeat the before we repeat the first verse, we go back to the strumming of just down, down, up, just before the flat, C for C, down, down, and then down, up, and then down, down, down for E, A slash C sharp, down, down, up, down, and then D7, sustain, D7, down, down. So for D7 sustain, down, down, up, down, and then D7, down, down, and then go back to D7 sustain, down, down. Okay, because the last two half measures only, and then G minor, now we repeat the second verse. So we have already tackled the first verse. So we watch, I play. Watch and say, it looks like rain today. Scatters on the speaker and trickle down the slippery subway train. For heavy eyes could hardly hold us. Having legs that open told us it's so what it is. We all fall in love sometimes. We all fall in love sometimes. Okay, yeah, the difference between is the only the last, the fifth line of the first verse. For waking legs stood up and told us it's so worth it. So no more add-on. Just for E flat, just regular picking. We all fall in love sometimes. For G, 2 measures. Sometimes. A minor 7, 2 measures. G, 2 measures. For C, half measure. A7 slash C sharp, 1 measure. You'll fall in love sometime. Okay. One of the best things in life a person can experience is falling in love. And I guess that's what makes us humans. So that's it. Everything is explained. If you have any question, just you can ask. Just, put it in the comment section. So let me show you first your lyrics and chords. Okay. See it? Okay, now your tab. Okay, okay, well, that's it, guys. So our next lesson, anybody who likes Elton John's Skyline Pigeon, it's much easier than we all fall in love sometimes. There's a lot of add-on. Okay, and by the way, if I might upload another video for the instrumental of this song. Okay, so don't forget, those who haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. You can, don't forget to like, share. As usual, you can make a comment, you can make a request. Have a good day, guys. Enjoy your picking.